When the trailer for Is God Is was released, most people's first thoughts were probably, is this a Sinners ripoff, or this looks like every other revenge story nowadays? Well, only one of those things are true. This movie was written and directed by Alicia Harris, who actually had apparently written this as a play back in 2018 before she adapted it into the movie. The two twins on the poster, who also happen to be our protagonists, are played by Carrie Young and Mallory Johnson. And if you look at their names on Google, it actually says they're named Racine the Rough One and Anaya the Quiet One. I honestly had no idea what their names were because they just called each other twin the entire movie. They also have this thing where they have like twin telepathy where they talk using their minds, but also it could be a stylistic choice and it's never really confirmed if it's real or not. I don't really know. Anyways, this movie's about how the twins get a letter from their long-lost mom, who they thought had died in a fire. The mom asks for the sisters to come visit her because she's dying. When the twins arrive, they meet their mom, who they immediately start calling God for some reason. I guess because she birthed them or something. I don't know. I'm sure when most people watched the trailer, they thought the mom was like actually God or something really cool like that, but no, they just call her that. Then the mom asks them to murder their father, who they haven't seen for years. The mother tells them the story of how they had originally gotten their burns and how she had gotten her burns. And after some consideration, they decide to go after their estranged father because he burned them and I guess he abandoned them. But there's like so much wrong with this scene, I feel like I'm kind of going crazy. First of all, wouldn't these women know how they got burned? Their mom tells them this story in the flashback about how they get burned like they don't remember, but they're literally like 7 years old in the flashback. Another thing is that after the mom gets burned, the kids get like shipped off to a foster home and their mom kind of just abandons them. And the movie's excuse for the mom not being there for her children who were bullied their entire lives in foster homes and with other children is that she would have been too scary for the children. Oh yeah, man, the girl whose face basically got melted off by fire is gonna be scared of her mom and she should just abandon them for like 20 years. The mom doesn't get any part of the blame. Like I get that their dad is evil, but her mom doesn't get anything for abandoning them. Also, like her mom doesn't even want to spend her last moments with her children. Instead, she's like, oh yeah, your evil father's still alive and I need you to murder him instead of just staying here with me or just calling the police on him. So yeah, these women set off to go kill their dad who burned them and abandoned them. And along the way, they meet some of these really wacky characters who are kind of just there to fill up the runtime. We meet the father's second wife and her son, who are like these crazy religious people, and their entire part kind of just makes you roll your eyes. And then they meet this lawyer who can't speak because their father had like bashed his face in, so he's cool. And then he tells them the whereabouts of their father. And I'm gonna avoid spoilers, but along the way to their dad's house, they meet someone along the way who Racine kind of just beats almost to death for almost no reason. Like this person wasn't even standing in the way of their ultimate goal, but they almost beat them to death anyways. Along the entire course of the movie, we learn that Racine is kind of aggressive and Anaya is a little bit reserved. And it's because of the fact that Racine had to protect Anaya from all those bullies when they were a kid who bullied her for her skin burns. And the movie does this thing where we start to see from Anaya's point of view how violent and unsturdy Racine's starting to be. And they do that in this scene. But right afterwards, Anaya just kind of disregards it. And it's kind of chalked up to be like, oh, you know, we're super cool for beating this person to death almost, and anyone who stands even a little bit in our path just deserves to die. You'll know what scene I'm talking about if you watch this. And I challenge someone in the comment section to just tell me a good reason that they almost killed this person for. I just don't know why. The movie builds up this tension of like never seeing the father's face, but at the end we see him and it's Sterling K. Brown's face, and it's just kind of anticlimactic. Like he's literally just a dude. There's nothing crazy about his face or anything. I mean, maybe they've made this choice on purpose, like a psychopath can look like anybody, like any average man. But after the reveal, you're kind of left wanting more. Also, the very last character death in this movie feels very unearned. I'm sure everybody can agree on that. I felt like the writer was kind of thinking like, oh, we need one more death scene in the movie, so let's just add a bit more shock value right here. And it kind of just happens, and that's the movie. But the movie was kind of solid all around. I don't want to seem like I'm trying to totally bash it. The acting in the movie was great. I mean, the two main actresses have really good chemistry and they kind of bounce off each other pretty well. Everybody else in this movie was okay, but I really wanted more from them. Especially the third family of the father, and they're probably the most interesting characters in the movie, but they don't have enough screen time in my opinion. I think if the movie was in another person's hands, it could have been a little bit better. It wasn't really all that interesting to look at, and the peak of cinematic storytelling in this movie was a split screen effect on the twins. I guess that's the problem with adapting plays, is that they don't usually turn out the best. And I felt like this movie was trying to be really cool and have this really unique style to it. And the performances actually kind of accomplished this goal, but it ultimately fell flat for me. Like, you can tell that this movie thought it was cool and it was trying to convince you that it was cool. A lot of people are saying this movie is really good, but I thought it was just okay. I think a reason that a lot of movies are dunked on is because they're boring. This one wasn't boring, but it wasn't groundbreaking either. I mean, there's at least 2 other movies this year about 2 sisters planning to murder a bunch of rich people. I don't know, I think I had higher expectations going into this because of the trailer. I'm sure some people thought that it was more of a supernatural twist on it, but it was kind of more grounded. I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. Again, not the worst thing that came out this year, but compared to something like Obsession, which also came out this weekend, it doesn't really like hold a candle. Anyways, what did you guys think about this movie? Do you think I'm being too harsh, or do you agree? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and thank you. Bye.